All right, class is in session. So I heard this streamer, Twitch streamer. I don't have Twitch, but apparently he's talking about his divorce and how it's stressful. But I believe this is what happens when you use money and status to um, to get a girl, to attract a girl. And think about it. Um, you know, you used your money and your status, even whether you outright knew you were, I'm sure there were a lot of guys that would have loved to have dated his wife or whatever that were on her stream. I think she's a streamer too, but they don't have the money and status that this guy has. He had it, so he got her, right? But then he's upset when he loses his money to the girl. Well, you used the money to attract her. That's what she liked. I mean, that's why she's around. That was part you knew. I've been there. I've been that guy. And I'm nowhere near as rich as this guy. No, I mean, no, whatever. But yeah. But I believe it's more important to not be the beta male provider type guy. It's to be the alpha bang guy, because women think with their hoo ha's or vajayjays, and if she's attracted to your D, and that makes her aroused, sexual attraction is the strongest attraction, way stronger than resource attraction. Okay? So, and think about it. If the United States, especially the West, or let's just say the United States, you have men complaining, took half my stuff and blah, 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 right? Or over half my stuff, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's been in the zeitgeist for a while now. Secondly, it's, uh, it's one of those things where it's like, if you were a chick and you weren't aroused by the guy, but you knew you could get half his stuff without being with this guy, and there were guys out there that were arousing you and you were sexually attracted to way more than this guy or the guy you're with, and you can get half his stuff, dude, it just seems obvious to me, like, hey, the girls are just winning. Stop playing the game under their rules. But there's a simp around every corner, and this is what happens to simps, you know? Anyway.
Now, from the background, I've been hearing about this for a while.
And I love Asmongold, by the way.
Until like 2 days ago. So, oh boy. The divorce arc? Yep, that's right.
All right. It's time. Let's talk about the divorce. So I've been away for quite a while. Let me tell you why. At this point, the case is over. I've been trying to get this divorce settled. It was a lot longer process than I thought. Yeah. And I haven't talked about it in any official way up until this point. There's two different courts. There's the court of public opinion. No. That is Reddit, Twitter, all those great and wonderful places. And then there's the court of law, where I believe that was the best place to spend most of my time and focus most of my efforts. After it was settled, then we could talk about it. We could dispel any rumors or any sort of questions people had. And that's who this video is for. It's for people who genuinely are curious about what happened. I have documents here in front of me. I'm going to read them as they are. I'm going to try my best to not have any of my opinions in here. Some of these things are a bit confusing for people who don't know lawyer speak. So I'm going to do my best to explain these documents in a more casual way. Now, right? So hopefully everyone can understand them. Keep things as plain as I can. This isn't to inflame the situation or cause any stress to anybody whatsoever. I just want to speak the truth, finally. So I want to do my best to provide an accurate timeline of what happened. The divorce was filed by Melina in January of 2025. We had split up the previous year. It was amicable. We tweeted about it on Twitter. Everyone saw that. And the divorce ended up being officially filed.
So she files. So she had to end it, right? And I've said before, it's not that men are more virtuous because they didn't file. It's that she was done with you and you refused to file. I'm just saying, that happens a lot, right?
By her, and like I said.
Oh, and there's never amicable split ups, like they always say. And I think Myron came up with that, but there isn't, He's, but no.
Anyway, I sent Melina a 50-50 offer down the middle in April of that year.
And why you think someone would send an offer like that? But I'm just saying, because they know, your lawyer knows that she has whatever, and I'm not saying right or wrong, but legally. We're not talking about moral, immoral, right or wrong. Legally, he knew that she could get more. His lawyer probably told him that. So I mean, are we sitting here thinking that we're angel? Oh, thank you for that 50-50 offer. No, because you knew that, she may be entitled to more, So I'm going to throw you this one first,
Accept it. I did not know what she wanted out of this divorce until.
Well, you should have known when you got with her that she was, and that's the thing. A lot of guys don't realize when they want you for your money and money and your status, that's what she wants you for. So she's gonna go after that. You got her that way. She's gonna end it that way. And when women go for money and status, they don't tend to respect the man as much than as if you're alpha bang. So yeah, I'll tell you what she wanted.
Yeah, this is what made it take so long. Is like Melina didn't want to take the 50-50, which is what was crazy.
Which usually means she doesn't have respect for you. Which probably was a long time ago you didn't have respect. And probably way before you got married, but you didn't recognize it. I'm just saying. And that's why, guys, you got to know. And I've done content on my channel where guys have lost their lives. Not just money. We're complaining about money here. Go look at several of my videos. I want to say at least 10 guys have lost their lives. They were murdered because they didn't understand what disrespect looked like. And apparently, I don't think this guy did either. I'm not going hard. I don't know this guy. I love Asmongold, but I'm trying to teach men because we want to save lives and we do want to save resources. Number 2, don't get married. Don't let the state be able to do this to you. And think about this real quick. I don't want to make this video too long, but, don't let the state, take half of your stuff,
I don't know why that didn't happen.
Which was
I have
actually
no idea
November.
why.
And essentially what she wanted was the same thing she wanted in trial, and that's what we have here. I warned Melina that trial would be very expensive.
I warned Melina that trial would be... Well, here's the thing. I hate that she has to respect you, dog. She has no respect. And, dude, check this. What's the guy? And people, flame me for the Jeremy Meeks, the hot felon, No, I've heard, he's a one. I said he's an outlier. Yes, I understand. But his wife, still crying about him. Still wishing she was with him. And I guarantee if he told her to do something, but she, it's going to be a lot more expensive. And she's like, so what? I don't like you. I don't respect you. I'm going to do what I want to do.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So you waste your time. She gives a damn. This girl probably, and he probably makes a lot more money. She's still going to get a couple $100,000.
And you'll see why. So bear with me now. We are going to go into some legal documents.
Oh boy.
I sucked your D because of your money, and I'm gonna take, and I've had to do that disgusting chore. I'm just saying that's how they feel. I'm not saying him, but that's how women feel when they do resource attraction. When you use your money and your status, I'm assuming that's what it was here. She's been disgusted, so she's like, dude, screw this. I'm taking everything. I'm getting everything I can out of this.
Have here is what they call Melina Midtoy Hallam's First Amendment disposition of issues. So this is essentially what she wanted. I'm going to read the document to the best of my ability because I can't read very well. But I'm going to explain things so everyone can kind of understand what she wanted and how it went down. Keep in mind, we each had this. This one's hers. This one's mine. We'll go over mine, but first let's do hers. Hers is a bit longer. The first thing she wanted, and by the way this works is it's essentially a line with for a check mark and the thing that they wanted. So the first thing that she wanted was to grant the divorce between the parties on the grounds of insupportability.
That means basically what we call irreconcilable differences, no fault divorce. Okay? And let me talk about, guys will say, no fault divorce leads to more divorces. You need cause. Okay, if a woman's already ready to divorce you, do you want her to stay married? If she has to show cause, you can't get divorced from me easy. That's some beta male crap, guys. If she wants to go, let her go. Okay, insupportability means irreconcilable differences, means she don't like you no more. She ain't gonna ever like you again. She doesn't respect you. She's lost respect for you, and that your attempts to gain it back, and this is how women work. Your attempts to gain it back probably will be unsuccessful. So we got to do no faults. You want a woman to stay with you because the court system makes it harder for her to leave you? Really? No. You want a woman, the only way, because you need to know female nature, the only way women will stay with you is because they like you. They are aroused by you. They love your presence. And that's just the way it is, guys. I'm sorry to tell you, you know. But if they don't like you, no, nothing else will keep them with you. They may stay with you, but they'll cheat on you all over the place.
This is very important, and I'm explaining exactly what that means right now. In Texas, a divorce can be granted on the grounds of insupportability.
Irreconcilable differences, that's all it is.
Living apart, etc. She filed on the grounds of insupportability. Next, award Milena Midtoy-Palm a disproportionate shares of the party's estate for the following reasons, including but not limited to. So she wanted more than 50-50. Respondents' economic and financial...
Surprise, surprise. You use your money and your status, they're going to take your money and your status. And I have a hard time feeling bad about it. You know the rules. You got married. And here, I mean, I'm just saying, there's so many guys that don't have the money and status that you have, that this man had. And he was able to get probably a girl that, you know, maybe not able to obtain. Definitely not looking like that right now. He's, you know, I mean, he's, you know, but again, I say get lean. He has been in very good shape before. But yeah, you know, I mean,
of the petitioner, respondents' failure to permit access to the party's community property accounts, including for purposes of insider access to such community funds, benefits the innocent spouse may have derived from continuation of the marriage, disparity of earning power of the spouses and their ability to support earning power, business opportunities, capacities, and the ability...
just because she can't make as much money doesn't mean that he should just be having to pay her. I feel like that's kind of unfair.
For the spouses, nature of the property involved in the division, waste, and attorney's fees to be paid.
Oh my God.
So to explain that...
So she wants... Okay.
The judge, in order to grant Milena her disproportionate share, would have to find something that fits those sort of grounds. Any of those bullet points that I read off.
Yes.
Next, confirmation of Milena Midtoy's separate property as outlined in the attached spreadsheet, meaning that there's an attached spreadsheet here that has her own property in it. Makes sense. Next, order Milena Midtoy-Palm's waste claim for Nicholas Michael Palm's excessive expenditure.
He's wasting your money.
$100,000 they had claimed against me. The next thing she wanted, and this is one of the reasons why we had to go to trial,
his money.
Order Milena Midtoy-Palm's request for post-divorce maintenance for a period of 5 years from February 1st, 2026 in the amount of $5,000 a month. So she...
Oh my God. What, $5,000 a month? That's like what? That's $60,000 a year. A maintenance fee? Yeah, what is this, a car? It's a car you're not even driving anymore. The fuck's the point of that?
So do not get women on your money and your status, because they'll see it as a bank account.
Oh my God. The amount of headaches this caused was fucking insane. Let me just say that. So she wanted most of it. Meanwhile, Nick was the one streaming every single day, and Milena would stream with Nick regularly. And Nick was even okay with giving her 50%. He was fine with that because he acknowledged that. But 60-40?
But it was
Why
a
would
little
you
more
do this?
complicated.
I did not do
What
this.
she wanted to do essentially was have her 60% be all cash and my 40% be heavily weighted in my OTK shares. She wanted about 90% of the cash reserves, plus she wanted me to pay her this post-divorce maintenance, and my 40% would be essentially all in my OTK shares, which...
And my understanding also is that she also wanted some of that too.
No one really knows what those are worth. This was the biggest point of contention in the trial for me.
This is a woman that has no respect for you.
Of course. Well, that one didn't happen.
regarding the ongoing litigation and the parties' divorce, unless mutually agreed upon in writing by the parties and filed within the court.
Yeah.
So that essentially says that me, and you notice her name's not there, but me and me alone can't talk about it.
But she
And the
could,
next line
theoretically.
is, strictly in the event the court does not grant the requested permanent injunction, Milena Midtoy Palm requests the court after trial on the merits to grant the following permanent injunctions enjoining the parties, their agents, servants, employees, and attorneys. So pretty much everyone involved this is the following injunction. Directly or indirectly disseminating, publishing, or causing to be published, or directly or indirectly requesting a
All right. They can't talk about each other.
Pay all the taxes, he has to pay all the fees, he has to give her all the cash, and he also has to pay her for 5 years. And what does she have to do? Oh, nothing? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, when you're not respected and you use your resources, this is what you can expect. When they respect you, women treat you different. I just showed in the video I just did, they treat you different.
I guess I can reveal this. Nick told me that, like, she had access to all their accounts the whole time during the divorce. Like, so, not only is this not true, but it wasn't even true during the divorce. He wasn't able to work for an entire year. And now that he is able to work again, like, he's working on the back foot after,
Twitch streaming. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be, but it's almost one step above OnlyFans. I mean, dude, these guys make millions fucking playing video games, dude. I mean, not too many people are gonna feel bad. I mean, I love them, but
when it comes to divorce court.
the
It's
legal
lawyers.
teams.
Because they're walking
Yeah.
away with $400,000.
well, see here, hold on. Let's go back here. This is, I want to talk, and I'll end it.
This ruling, I literally broke down and cried. Like I was like sobbing. At the ruling,
There's
that I
no
wanted,
crying in
and I'm not
baseball.
going to do that. I might mention them on the podcast with Chance.
Yeah.
We can do it in a less informal environment. But that's essentially kind of what happened. That's the story. That's where I've been. It really just
Was he
sucked
married
that
Kathy
things
after
ended up
this?
this way.
Well, yeah, of course he's going to marry Kashi after this. I mean, he's got the other half of his stuff left, so what's he going to do with that? He probably might as well just go give that to her too. Sure, yeah, I think that's just what makes sense. Yeah, that way he can lose everything.
With me and Milena, we spent well over
Right?
10 years together. It just
Let's see.
Emotional damage too. So yeah, it was completely unnecessary. Can't he sue her for all that lost income? No, he can't. We talked about that before, and so no, that's not going to happen.
go. I had no choice. If I was to continue to stream through everything, people would have been harassing me about it the entire time.
And she also would have gotten half of all the money of during the streams, and that was another reason why I didn't want to do it.
Did when I first started, and I do believe that me
Get half the money while he plays video games. I don't know. I know it's probably harder than it looks.
was the quickest way to come to a conclusion with his divorce. So there was a lot of
Remember, gentlemen, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
I disagree. Hell hath no fury like a woman who never respected you, who never found you desirable, who never had genuine burning desire. Iron Rule of Tomasi number 3. The woman who makes you wait for sex, the sex is not worth the wait. She needs to have genuine burning desire. Genuine burning desire, because the woman who makes you wait for sex is the same woman that'll bang the guy, the hot guy, in the foam cannon party in Mexico 5 minutes after meeting him. You need to be that guy. The fact hell hath no fury than a woman who sucked your D, banged you, was disgusted about it because she wanted your cash. And then she decided she wanted the hot guy in the foam cannon party and could still get your money because these divorce laws haven't changed. So why not leave your ass, get half your shit, and go bang hotter dudes? In her eyes, I'm just saying. That's why you gotta be King Daddy in her eyes. Stop using your money and your status to get chicks. That's all I'm saying. I want all men to understand, that this. I'm not trying to go hard on anybody. I want men to do better.
Man. Be careful, Phyllis.
I agree. I love Asmongold, by the way.
How did he scorn her? If he's not, like, I know some of the things that happened. Like, I'm not going to...
He never gained a respect.
This case, because documents were leaked and people made up their own theories and ran with them. I could sit here and diffuse all of them. It'd be pretty easy because none of them were true. But honestly, I got the ruling that I wanted, and I'm not going to do that. I might.
He got the ruling that he wanted. That's what I wanted to bring up. He got the ruling that he wanted. Now, watch him go and crap on the lawyers who got him the ruling that he wanted. Lawyers are hired guns. They're weapons. And you spend a lot of money on them, but they seem to pay off in the end because you got what you wanted, but you're still going to crap on them. That's like a guy going, I play video games all day with this Twitch streamer and gave him a lot of money, has done tons of fun, but these Twitch streamers, all they want to do is get your money.
And then on the podcast with Chance, we can do it in a less informal environment. But that's essentially kind of what happened. That's the story. That's where I've been. It really just sucked that things ended up this way.
Well, yeah, of course he's going to marry Catchy after this. I mean, he's got the other half of his stuff left, so what's he going to do with that? He probably might as well just go give that to her.
And I love Asmon's shirt or pride, but hilarious, dude. He is hilarious, dude. I've subscribed to him. I love Asmon, dude.
We spent well over 2 years together. It just ended up being that way. It's the road that we had to walk. And it's over. There was a whole bunch of different dramas and things that happened behind the scenes that people would find really interesting, but I'm not trying to throw any shade at anybody or at this point.
That's
if I don't have to talk about that, I won't. Speaking for me emotionally, this whole thing has been quite stressful. There's been so many things said about me that just aren't true. It was somewhat exhausting. And once I got this ruling, I literally broke down and cried. Like I was like sobbing. Tears, I
remember I've been asking Nick for like the last year. I was like, when's it going to be over? He's like, it's about to be over. And this was like, like 8 months ago, right? Oh, it's about to be over. This is the punishment. If this happened to you, how would you have reacted during my mind? That's what I would do. A while, and then there were other problems
towards them. Hopefully things go well for them and I'm just ready to get back to work. I want to give this another try, see if I can still do it. So that's the summary.
Yeah.
Again, if you have any questions, you know where to find me.
Incredible.
Thanks for watching and fuck you. There's only one winner when it comes to divorce court.
It's the legal teams.
Because they're walking away with $400,000 of me and Melena's money.
But, so, if you didn't have them though, and if you didn't have the lawyers, you said you got the ruling you wanted. So the lawyers helped you explain the law to you and work it to they're very much necessary. They're probably, they probably saved you way more. That's just like, yeah, we sometimes hate lawyers, but yeah, when it was time that you needed them, you wanted one. Next time, do it yourself then. I mean, if you don't appreciate them, you got to pay people that are useful. And it seems like they got you what you wanted. That's kind of disrespectful to, I mean, I don't know. I mean, right? You got the ruling that you wanted. So the hired gun, the weapon that you used, which was a lawyer, got you what you wanted, yet you're going to crap on them. You got married. None of the laws had changed. You didn't read the contract, apparently. Because your lawyer would have told, if you had a lawyer did a prenup, he would have done a good prenup for you. And that would have been, then he wouldn't, so your bad strategies is what got you in this problem, not the lawyers. And then they got you the ruling that you wanted, and you're going to crap on them like this in your video. Anyway, I love Asmongold. He don't need my help to tell you, subscribe to his channel, I am. And subscribe to I think it's Nimpole, and he seems like a real cool guy. I don't know him. I love Asmon. If Asmongold is his friend, then he must be a pretty cool guy too. It's just these are my opinions, and we all got one. And I just want men to do better. All right, we'll see you on the next one.